Hello everybody, it's time for another Bill Bites News, but first, condolences go out to Donna Cowan and her family. She called me yesterday, very upset. Her brother Butch was in the hospital not doing well, and Butch later died. I just went through that with my mom just a few months ago, so I know what it feels like. So, bless you, Donna. Our prayers are with you. All right, folks, as Americans, tell me, who do you trust more? The President of Russia or today's Democrat Party? It's an easy answer for me. Well, anyway, the big brouhaha today is Whoopi Goldberg's outrageous attack on Judge Jeanine Pirro, cursing and spitting. Well, as America's leading liberalologist, I can explain a little bit of that. Whoopi's attack is standard liberal behavior. She is so caught up in her own self-righteousness that she is incapable of seeing the bigot that she has become. And one contributing factor is that liberals and others have stopped thinking with their brains, and they now use their emotions for decision making. In fact, unhealthy emotional addiction explains why The View, one of the most hateful and ignorant shows on TV, is still popular. People, mostly women, crave the emotional rush that they get from viewing nastiness. With people who live by their emotions, nastiness will always be more satisfying to them than quality programming. St. Paul's Cathedral in London called the police on a man because he was reading the Bible on their property. And the police refused to take action against the man. One police officer said, "I am of the opinion that this chap isn't causing any breach of the peace. This chap is reading from the Bible. I feel it would be remiss for me to move him on in a place of worship." I salute that police officer. Well done, sir. I do public scripture reading right here in Daytona Beach, and so far I have not had a problem. But the left are becoming more and more agitated against anything Christian or patriotic. The scriptures speak more forcefully than any human argument, and American politics and culture are becoming so deranged in America that we need to bring out the big guns. The New Testament in particular. A couple years ago I read 1 Timothy 4:13, which says, "Until I come, devote yourself to the public reading of Scripture, to exhortation, to teaching." Now, exhortation is encouraging people, and believe me, today Christian conservatives need encouragement now more than ever. And teaching. The Scriptures command the Christians to be teaching the Scriptures, and not just behind closed church doors on Sunday, but everywhere. USA, Ultimate Success America, is getting stronger. Calling all C4s, Christian conservative constitutional capitalists. The USA was founded by Brig Hart, a man who is well known for making hundreds of millions in network marketing. I got off the phone with him not too long ago, and he is working hard to put together a new business venture that will provide much needed funding specifically for Christian believers who are rock solid American patriots. If you're out there and you're willing to get into the fight for American faith and freedom, but your pocketbook is empty, then yeah, you and I might be cousins. Send me a note at bill@wildbillforamerica.com, and I will fill you in on what's coming. The left's war on free and fair elections just keeps getting worse. Democrat Representative Steve Cohen is calling for the U.S. military to load their guns and force their way into the White House to remove Trump. Listen up, Cohen. Two problems with that. One is that the president is doing exactly what we, the people, hired him to do. And number two, the U.S. military loved President Trump. He is the ones that broke the military free from the chains of slavery slapped on them by Obama and the Democrats. You might want to think about that, Cohen. In my occasionally humble opinion, if anyone should be removed from office, it is certain members of the Democrat Party. Mr. Trump announced a new Air Force One. This one will be red, white, and blue. And please, Mr. President, put "In God We Trust" on one side and "One Nation Under God" on the other. Let the world know, and the Democrats know, what our national mottos are. I am pleased to see that Netflix is going down like the Titanic. In spite of the huge crash in their stock, Netflix is continuing to ram liberal immorality and racism down America's throat. Their newest travesty is Lesbian Batgirl. I canceled my Netflix account a couple years ago because of their show glorifying black people viciously attacking white people just for being white. The premise of the show was white people deserve it. Now, the formula for success in the entertainment industry is clear as a bell. Family-friendly movies make at least double the money that movies about perverts and gory violence do. Movies about Christian faith make even more. They have made tremendous profits over the last few years. But Hollywood and Netflix continue to double down on stupid. Clearly there is an agenda here besides making money. Hollywood is determined to mold America into an anti-white, racist, sexual freak show. The exact opposite of what the traditional Christian heritage of America brings, the heritage that made America great in the first place. And I will not back down from challenging the militants who push this nonsense. They are doing so much harm to this country. My friends and I are in this game to stay, and I will double down on God and country values without apology. I see here the left's war on children continues. Foster care agencies are blocking Christians from being foster parents. Good men and women stand ready to take these needy children into their homes, but government agents are refusing to place foster kids into any home unless that home promotes homosexuality. A lawsuit has been filed on behalf of the decent foster parents and is now being heard by the 3rd District Court of Appeals. Pray for the children of America. Kids should be protected from perverts, not adopted by them. And yes, it's just that simple. And it appears that Chicago is going to try to take the socialist answer to everything. They're going to start the free government check to everyone, no questions asked, no strings attached. These people think that free everything will solve the world's problems. Well, here's a little Wild Bill prediction. As soon as the free money starts to flow, it will attract entitlement parasites like Hooters at a military base. And when the money runs out, the entitlement parasites will rampage. A lot can happen, but the only thing I know for sure is that when things go bad, Donald Trump will get the blame. Now, salute to Graham Moore over in England. Graham is a good man, and he's a friend who stands bravely for freedom in the UK. Graham and his friends flew 2 large balloons honoring President Trump during his recent meeting, and he did it outside the Queen's Castle as she was meeting with President Trump. And Graham had a heart attack shortly after that and required emergency surgery. He's recovering now, and I encourage all Americans to follow Graham Moore, also known as Daddy Dragon. God and country citizens on both sides of the Atlantic need to stand together. We are both facing the same problems caused by the same enemies. Okay, that's enough for today. I remind people that the greatest fear the liberals have is that we, the people, will replace political correctness with God's correctness. So let's get to it, people. We're burning daylight. Thanks for watching, and America bless God again.